It's KCRW and Morning Becomes Eclectic as we come up on 22 minutes after 11. Our guests in studio this morning are Stereolab. Welcome, guys.
Hello.
Hello.
Thanks so much for being here. I was just taking a look. It's been 12 years since you've been here. You were due for a visit.
Yes. It was in the old days.
Welcome back. Let's come back and chat in a short while and see what you've been up to most recently. But first up, a session, and it's Stereolab on Morning Becomes Eclectic.
This is Neon Beanbag.
That
That was very high. We'll move on to emergency kisses.
Assis sur un banc, au parc avec toi, là toutes les couleurs et tes radiations, le fond de mon cœur, une révélation. Le temps s'est figé et là j'ai vu combien t'es
It's Morning Becomes Eclectic at KCRW, and our guests in studio this morning, Stereolab. Once again, guys, thanks for coming in. I know you're coming to the end of a tour, dropping by to see us before you finish it off tonight in Salerno Beach. Is that right?
That's right, yes.
Let's talk a little bit about the album. Now, this is the 11th studio album. Can that be true?
It's possibly true.
Did you count?
No. I mean, I think we've done about 17 altogether.
Wow.
But there's about 6 or 7 compilations. So
All right.
There's a lot. It's enough. You know.
After such a long period of obviously of writing and recording, we're talking to Tim. Maybe, Tim, I could get you to introduce everybody else in the studio before we go any further.
Yes, we got Joe Watson, plays the Moog and the vibes and the Rhodes. We got Julian Gask, who's playing the clavinet and the Vox organ. Laetitia Sadier, she's singing and playing another Moog, Little Fatty. Andy Ramsey on drums, and Simon Johns on bass, and me on guitar.
Well, welcome all once again. However many albums it's been, I guess my question was coming to the point is that after such a long career of writing songs and performing, is there anything new that you can learn when you go into the studio? How did you approach this one?
Yeah, how to work it, how to turn it on, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, basically, this new record was pretty much, engineered by Joe here. And, I mean, the studio is like another instrument, really, to us. We don't really kind of play live, or we kind of layer the music bit by bit, and form the music that way. So, yes, it's like another instrument.
How do you start a new Stereolab record? What's the process? I mean, there's a cycle, obviously, for most bands where you tour and then you go to the studio, you tour again, etc., etc. What about writing? Does that happen in the studio? Does it happen before you get there?
Yeah, I mean, we do that like other bands. We tour and make records. I mean, it's the writing is the basic music is kind of written on what used to be a cassette recorder, now on a computer.
Right.
And then in the studio, everyone just works on it basically and builds it up. I mean, it's very difficult to tell what the record will sound like when we go in, because we don't actually rehearse. We haven't rehearsed for a record since 1994, I think, even before we came to this radio station the first time. So
right, is 1994 like the beginning when you first started sort of rehearsing songs? And
no, that's when we first started not rehearsing the songs.
Oh, okay, that's when you stopped rehearsing songs. So once you're in the studio, then you're recording and layering and multi-tracking and all that kind of stuff. What about the mix? Is that a long process for you?
No, normally it's about a day a song. A song normally takes about a day, maybe a day and a half.
So it's fairly tight to turn around.
Yeah, I mean, not compared with the 60s or 70s bands, but yeah, I mean, it's the process from the very first kind of drum loop to the last mix on this record was about 9 months. But actually, the record that just came out is only half of the songs. The other half are yet to come out. So they include those as well.
Oh, so you actually got 2 albums worth of material out of the last batch of sessions?
Yes, I think so.
Well, that's very thrifty.
Yes, more the merrier.
You go in, you get 2 albums done at once. You've been touring, as you said to me when we met a little bit earlier on, for the last 5 weeks. Wrapping it up tonight. Actually, the show is at the Belly Up Tavern in Salerno. But what's up next after that? Apart from flying back to Europe, you continue to tour.
We just have a little week and a half break, and then we're touring around the continent of Europe, France, Germany, etc. And then we have another little break of about a few days, and then we're touring in Ireland and England, or Scotland, all that kind of stuff, UK.
What kind of differences do you experience on the road touring across the States as compared with back in Europe, continental Europe, I guess, in particular?
Oh, it's just totally different. I mean, I always thought America was a bit more exciting in general, but I mean, it's exciting to go to Spain and stuff. I mean, touring around England's a little bit difficult. It's a bit going to Northampton on a rainy December. It's not that great, but it's. I mean, you can't really compete with a New York or a LA or San Francisco, but you put up with it. You do it.
All right. Well, listen, it's great to have you guys back in the studios after all this time, and we're going to give away some copies of the new CD. When will we expect the second batch of those songs
I don't know.
to show
It
up?
won't be until next spring.
Right.
Yeah, we got a few backed up, as they say.
All right. Well, our second set is coming up. Again, it's Stereolab. Thanks for coming in. It's Morning Becomes Eclectic.
This is ecstatic static.
reptiles thrive, and people are made to walk the streets. This heat, the purpose in my heart generates infinite energy. Oh, this heat, the purpose in my heart generates infinite energy. There's no need to worry. They're the immensity. Switching the people's hearts are promising to deal with reality. We bought it because anything seemed more bearable than immensity.
Hey, we got double rocker now.
Do rayonnent au-dessus des toits. La lune est libre, bien plus libre qu'on ne le croit. Elle fluctue de ça et là, les parties qu'on ne voit pas. C'est pas grave, ça reviendra. Et quand elle est plongée dans la froide obscurité, donne l'impression qu'elle se noie. La lune est libre. Réceptive, absorbante de la lumière qu'elle renvoie, elle rayonne au-dessus des toits, elle fluctue de ça et là, changeante, fascinante, parfois même éblouissante. C'est ainsi qu'on l'aperçoit. Disque parfait, disque lumineux, ne vous rappelle peut-être pas le style de ceux qui lèvent la tête dans l'espoir de s'élever un peu. Elle est libre de tout ça, elle se fout bien de tout ça. Symbolique de quelques visions imaginaires. Elle en impressionne plus d'un qui prennent peur et délire. Elle se fout bien de tout ça. De tout ça.
Stereolab, I guess, on Morning Becomes Eclectic. Thanks for coming in, guys. Good to see you. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Good luck with the last show of the US tour tonight, which is going to be at the Belly Up Tavern at Solana Beach. And we're going to give away some copies of the new CD in just a moment to our subscribers. Again, thanks.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
It's Morning Becomes Eclectic as we wrap up our program for not just the morning, but for the week. Thank you for joining us wherever you may be. We do appreciate your company. And I want to say a big thank you to a whole bunch of folks who made the show happen today. Stereolab and crew, of course. Jeremy Goldstein at Beggar's Banquet. Martin Pike, the band's manager. Ray Guiner, our sound engineer in studio this morning. Daphne Bach, our sound intern. Robert LaFond, our web video producer. And Valerie Barrett, our production assistant in studio on Friday mornings. Ariana Morgenstern produces our program. Coming up on Sunday night on the weekly program, Sounds Eclectic at 7 p.m. Swedish band Marching Band will join us for a live set and conversation.